the session. Okay, so we have today Juan Pablo, Mayra, Sandra, and Leonardo, right? We're waiting for Hugo, Henry, and Milena. I think she's cool. Okay. Great. Do you have any questions about the exercises that you have been working on the platform, or maybe on Moodle?
No.
No, no questions. Okay. So let's start.
Teacher,
Yeah.
before you start, I have a question about can you hear me? I escucho interferencia. Can you hear me?
Yes, but with a little bit of
Yeah.
interference, but I can hear you.
Is about the word hurry, how it is used. For example, in the platform, hurry used when it in a hurry. For example, I am in a hurry, but I believe that is it possible used I am hurry or no?
No, hurry up. That would be like an order. Hurry.
Hurry up, a command.
I am in a
In-
hurry. That's
Yeah.
the way you use it. And as a verb, as a like a direct command or order.
Hurry up is for order.
Hurry or hurry up.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
So we're going to start our lesson today. Let's see if we can finish a little bit earlier than the other sessions. Okay. But the idea is to work a lot. Okay. So we're going to talk about routines. We're going to talk about our habits, things that we do like in our daily basis or in specific times of the year, right? I don't know if you can see what I am showing you.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so here we have a picture, right? Of some people that are probably from India, right?
Yes.
What do you know about people from India?
They don't eat cows.
Okay, they don't eat meat. What
They
else?
don't eat
They have many, many gods.
spicy food.
Okay, they eat spicy food. They have many gods, you say, Leonard. Okay, what else? What do you know about families in India?
Mm. The families there are very traditional. They respect his ancestors. How do you say
Me?
ancestors?
Yeah,
Uh,
mm-hmm.
yes, they respect the traditions. Yes.
Okay. Okay, now let's talk about your family. Okay, let's talk about the
Okay.
routine that you have with your family. Look at the title of this unit. It says the family never eats together. Is that true for your family? The family never eats together. Is that true?
No.
No. Who says no?
Sometimes.
Hello, Hugo. Okay,
Hello.
sometimes.
No.
Okay, let's see. Let's start with Leonardo. Okay. When do you eat together? Well, in your family, when do you eat together?
With my family, by now, almost never because I live alone. My family in this moment is in in Dos Quebradas, Risaralda.
Okay.
My family is my 3 cats by now.
Okay, so you have 3. Great. So
But,
what about your family's routine? People who are in Risaralda, do they
ah,
eat together?
okay. When we were there, each other, we used to we used to get each together about 8 o'clock p.m.
Okay.
So have the dinner. Yes. Uh, I tell you something very important. Always when someone of the family uh, have birthday, almost always we uh, get each other for celebrate
Yeah.
and have a frijolada.
Delicious. Okay.
Delicious.
Leonardo, where do you usually eat breakfast?
In my apartment, I always eat in my the breakfast in my apartment. I usually eat my breakfast about 6:30 a.m.
Okay, thank you very much. Juan Pablo,
Yeah.
do you ever have dinner with your family? Or
Mm,
breakfast or lunch?
yes, lunch. We usually have lunch together with my wife after she arrives to work. Um, we lunch. We have lunch together.
You have lunch together every day from Monday through Sunday.
It's usually.
Okay. Where do you have dinner, Juan Pablo?
Me? Huh? Where?
Mhm.
At home in my house.
Okay. Alone or with your family?
Mm, with my wife.
With your wife. Okay,
Sometimes. Mhm.
great. Sandra, eh, do you usually have lunch or dinner with your family?
Never, teacher,
Never.
because I live in single.
Okay, you are single, so you are single or you live alone?
Mm, living single.
Okay. So, do you ever have dinner or lunch with your family in special occasions?
Yes. In um, birthdays and Merry Christmas or weekend, ¿cómo se dice? Semana Santa.
Holy
Eastern
Week.
or Eastern. Okay. And where do you usually have lunch, Sandra?
Um,
Where? In what? In which?
in my office with ¿cómo se dice? Compañeros.
Colleagues, with your colleagues
Okay, in
or
my office.
co-workers. Mhm. Okay, Mayra Alejandra, what about you? Does your
I
family eat together?
sometimes I usually have dinner with my family
Mm-hmm.
like 4 days a week.
Okay.
No more.
No, no. Okay, and where do you usually have lunch?
At work,
At work. Okay, great. Hugo, What about you? Does your family eat together?
Yes, teacher. Every day we eat breakfast
Together.
together.
Okay. Who is your family?
My family is my wife and my son.
Okay, so you have breakfast together. Do you eat dinner together?
Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we eat together.
Okay, great, great. Now, we are going to read about a family in India, okay? And after that, we are going to answer some questions. Well, you are going to answer those questions, okay? Can you see well
Yes.
what
Yes,
we
teacher.
have? Okay, so it
Yes.
says a day in the life. I'm going to start reading and then you continue, okay? So it's breakfast, work, home, dinner. We all know the typical daily routine of people all over the world. But it is the little differences in our lives that make those routines interesting. Okay? So this is what we know. We have breakfast, then we go to work, then we come home, and then we have dinner, right? Usually with our family. That is like a typical routine. But there are some differences around the world, okay? Who wants to start reading the first paragraph?
Me.
Thank you, Leonardo.
Okay, today we continue our series about daily life around the world with the Chopra family in India. 1 in 6 people in the world lives in India. Many of them live in big modern cities, but over 263 million of them, including the Chopra's work on farms across the country.
Okay, thank you. Questions about this vocabulary, guys? From the first paragraph?
Teacher, I don't know what is the meaning of across in the text. I don't know across in the I don't understand the meaning in context.
Across the country, like around the country, in many
Okay,
different places of the country.
thank you.
Okay, great. Who wants to continue with the second part?
Me, teacher.
Thank you, Juan Pablo.
¿Hasta dónde, teacher?
4 a.m.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if it is the correct pronunciation. Garham Chopra is a farmer in a small I don't know this word,
Village.
village near Delhi.
Okay,
He lives
Leonardo, no, Juan Pablo. Remember that V, it's pronounced different from B, right? So
yeah,
say village.
village.
Okay.
Yes. He lives with his wife and Jani, his children and grandchildren. They work in the fields every day. Garhan and Anjani get up every morning at 4 a.m. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Great. Who wants to continue?
Me, teacher.
Okay, go ahead.
They work in the fields from
Fields.
7 a.m. to 6 p.m. At 9 a.m. they always stop work for breakfast. Continue.
Yeah, please.
They don't have their breakfast together because it's their culture. In their culture, men and women don't usually eat together.
Thank you. Who wants to continue?
Me.
Okay, Mayra.
Okay. They stop work for a rest at midday when the sun is very strong. In the afternoon, their grandchildren usually help them. In the evening, the family never eats together. First, the men and children have dinner. Then the women of the family eat together in the kitchen.
Thank you. Sandra, can you finish the text from here?
They often go to bed at around 9 p.m. ready for another busy day on the farm.
Busy day on the farm. Okay. Any questions?
Yes, what is field? Field?
Field. This is the field, for example, where you go and plant things, right? Like they are like this. What is she doing in here? She's collecting cotton, you see? In this picture, you see? She's
Yes.
collecting cotton, and they plant or they grow this cotton in the field. So it could be like
Yes.
near the house, and it is a rural area where they work with the
Yeah.
land. Okay.
Okay.
It can also be used for football, for example. Okay, so you say the field, or the field is the place where football players play football. Okay,
Yeah.
that's also field. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, any other question?
Teacher, the position of the verbs of frequency, there's any rule?
Yes. You can place the frequency adverbs. What they usually do is they place it, trying to work it out. Okay. I'm going to okay. Words such as every day. That's my voice. Oh my god. Every day, right?
No problem, teacher.
Ah! What is happening here? My god. Okay. Every day, every month, every year, each day, they go at the end or at the beginning of the sentence. Okay? Every day, comma, I work or I get up at 6. Or I get up at 6 every day. Okay? But it's different with the usually, right? Often, always, never, etc. I hate this. Okay. So, as you can see, here we have never, right? And usually. They go before the verb, right? Except with the verb to be. Okay? So, for example, I can say the family never eats together. This is the verb, right? So we have the frequency adverb before the verb. Look at here as well. Usually, eat, right? So the frequency adverb usually, often, never, always go before the verb. But when I have the verb to be, and I don't know if we have an example here, probably no, we said we use the frequency adverb after the verb to be. Okay? For example, I can say, on Sundays, I am, and that's the verb am, right? The verb to be. I am always at home. You don't say, I always am at home. Okay? So, with all the verbs except the to be, the frequency adverb goes in the middle or goes before. You can also use it at the beginning. Like usually, comma, the family eats together, right? But you don't use it after. So you don't say women don't eat usually together. Okay? So it goes before the verb. Okay? Yep.
Okay, teacher.
Okay. Great. Now, let's have a look at the questions, right? I'm going to move this. Okay. So it says, where do they work? In the city or in the countryside? We're talking about this family, the Chopra family. Where do they work? In the city or in the countryside?
In the countryside.
Countryside.
Countryside. Okay, very good. What job do the people do?
They are farmers.
They are farmers. Okay, very good. Other question. Is their work easy or hard?
Very hard.
Very hard. Okay, why?
Because they have to get up at 4 o'clock and they have to feel the things in the soil. They have to under 40 degrees in the India. Yes, it's very hard.
It's very hard, okay. And it is a long schedule, right? From 7 to 6.
Yes.
You have to be in the fields all day long. Okie dokie. Great. Now, I want you to read again, right? I'm going to leave the text again so each one of you can read in your mind, okay? And then you're going to tell me if these sentences are true or are false, okay? So I'm going to leave the text here so you can read. I don't know. Yeah. Let me see if I can fix it. Okay, like that, okay? So you have 2 minutes to reread the text, and then I am going to ask you some questions, okay? 2 minutes. Okay, done? Ready?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So the first sentence is, Guardian and Johnny get up early and immediately have breakfast. Is that true
False.
or
False.
false? Why, Sandra?
False.
Why?
because they, bueno, Garhan,
Mm-hmm.
se pronuncia así, and Anjani get up every morning at 4 a.m.
Yep.
In the Indian culture, they are never take breakfast together.
Together. Okay. So they get up at 4, and at what time they have breakfast?
9 a.m.
At 9
9
a.m.
a.m. Okay. So not immediately. Okay.
Mhm.
Second one. They work for about 11 hours a day.
It's true.
That's true. So they work from
It-
7.
It's true, but not because they take a
They
rest and
stop.
when they have breakfast.
Okay, they stop like that. It's like the whole day they are working, right? Okay. Number 3, they work without a break all day.
False.
False.
Okay.
Mhm.
When do they stop?
At
At
middle.
Midday.
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 Okay. At midday.
Mhm.
And their grandchildren usually help them in the mornings before school.
False.
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 Why?
It's in the afternoons.
Yes.
Okay.
After the school.
After the school. And the children in the family don't eat with their mother.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
It's true.
Yes.
true, right? So where do the women eat?
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen. After the men and
The
children.
kitchen.
No? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So this is the question, Hugo, that you were, was it Hugo or was it Juan?
Leonardo.
Leonardo, right. This is the question that Leonardo asked before. What is the position of the adverbs of frequency? Okay? So it says, look at the sentence from the text. The adverb frequency is underlined. At 9 a.m., they always stop work for breakfast. Okay? So here we have, well, you have already identified some of the frequency adverbs, right? So in the first part of the text, in the first paragraph, can you identify some of the frequency adverbs?
No, there aren't.
No?
They usually
In the first?
In the first. No.
in the first
No. Okay. What about the second paragraph?
they are usually
Always.
Okay, here we have another expression, no? Every day.
Every
Every
day.
day.
Always.
Every morning.
Morning is also
Teacher,
an
that
expression.
those words are expression, no adverb, yeah?
Exactly.
Of
They are
frequency.
expressions of frequency, but not exactly adverbs. Okay? Okay, now frequency adverbs.
Always.
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 Okay.
Always.
Usually.
Usually. Okay.
Never. Usually is
In the afternoon.
Okay, usually. Yeah, that's another expression of, let's say, time, right? In the
In the
okay. In the evening.
Mhm.
in the evening.
Evening.
Never.
Never.
Never. Okay.
Often.
Often. And that's it, right?
Yes.
That's it. Okay. So, as I told you, right, the frequency adverbs can go, well, it could be before the verb, as in this case, or at the beginning of the sentence. Okay? Usually, They are in the middle. I mean, before the verb. Okay? Great. Now, talking about expressions or frequency adverbs, which could be 0% of times you repeat an action of this one.
Never.
Never, okay? Never would be here. What about 100%?
Always.
Always, okay. What about, let's say, 80%?
Usually.
Usually, okay. What about 50%?
Often.
Often.
Okay.
Sometimes.
And sometimes it's like 40%, okay? Like we can say that often is a little bit more than sometimes, okay? Hugo, what is something that you always do in your routine?
We did the breakfast with my family.
Okay.
Always.
We always?
We always eat breakfast.
Okay, we always eat breakfast in family. Okay, great. Leonardo, what is something that you usually do in during the day?
I always brush my teeth,
Okay, and usually?
and I usually get up at 5:30 a.m.
Okay. Sandra, what is something that you never do during the day?
I never eat with my family.
Very good. I never eat with my family. Wait, I forgot. Okay, Alejandra, what is something that you often do?
I often eat sandwich for breakfast.
Okay.
No.
I often eat sandwich for breakfast. Okay. Juan Pablo, what is something that you sometimes do?
Sometimes I cook.
Sometimes I cook. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. ¿Se me queda alguien por fuera? No, right? No. Okay, great. Now, Juan Pablo, I'm going to do in the order that you appear here in the screen. Okay, so we have Juan Pablo and Mayra, right? I want you to have a conversation about the routine during the morning. Look at the question. Okay, look at the question here. Question number 1. Okay, so I want you to ask. Juan Pablo asks Alejandra, and Alejandra asks Juan Pablo. Okay?
Okay.
Now.
Now. First the women.
Okay. Juan Pablo, what do you always do in the morning?
So you can tell us about your routine during the morning. Let's say from the time you get up to 10 a.m.
Always. Always. Always is I don't know.
Every day is different for you.
Always is always. I don't know.
Ay, Juanito.
For example, I don't always have breakfast. No, I answer the question in in negative.
Okay.
Yeah, Mayra. What do you always do in the morning?
I always brush my teeth.
That's it?
I always brush my teeth, and I always have breakfast at work, and I always take the bus to go.
I
They
always,
don't have a shower, you see? They don't
I always take a
have a shower.
teacher,
Okay.
I always get up and wake up.
You
Yeah,
always wake up.
in
You
the
first
morning.
wake up and then you get up. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Wake up and get up.
Sandra and Leonardo. Okay. Second question.
Leonardo, what do you usually do in the afternoon?
I usually back to work 40 a quarter to two
¿Tú? ¿Qué es eso?
to 2 o'clock
Two.
to two a quarter to or 1:45 p.m.
Okay, Leonardo, now ask the question to Sandra.
What do you the second?
Yes, please.
What do you usually do in the afternoon?
I usually working or work.
Work.
I usually work very hard in my office in the afternoon.
Very good.
Okay.
Okay, Leonardo, you're going to ask the question to Hugo.
Hugo, the third?
Yes, please.
Hugo, what do you sometimes do in the evening?
I sometimes eat with my wife in restaurant. I sometimes go out with my friends.
Okay, Hugo, now you ask the question to Juan Pablo.
Juan Pablo, what do you sometimes do in the evening?
Thinking. I know. I know. I don't know what to answer.
Sometimes, what do you do during the evening?
It's sometimes. Yes. Sometimes I spend time with my brothers on my church. Yeah. Sometimes I cook dinner. Already.
Okay, thank you. Now, last class, I promised you to work on listening a little bit. So I'm going to try to play this, and I want you to tell me if you can listen to it clearly, okay?
Track 1.60. Hey, Kat.
Can you listen?
The volume, teacher, I
Little.
think it's too loud.
Yes, the sound is low.
I'm gonna try it again. Sorry.
De pronto, si apagamos todos el micrófono porque hay interferencia, please.
Listo. Okay, so I'm going to give you the instruction. Okay, and as soon as you have, as soon as we listen to the track, I'm going to ask you these two questions, and whoever has the answer, just click on the microphone so you can answer. Okay. So we're going to listen to two people talking. They are Martin and Catherine, right? And I want you to focus your attention in these two questions. Number one, Do they talk about their jobs or their free time? Is the question clear? Do they talk about their jobs or free time?
Yes.
Fine.
Second, what does Martin want the family to do? What does Martin want the family to do? Okay? Are you ready? Let me know if the volume is okay.
Got an idea.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Track 1.60. Hey, Kat, I've got an idea.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
I'd like us to have a family dinner together once a week.
Oh, really? Why?
Well, our lives are so busy and we're always in a hurry. You, me, and the kids, we never have dinner together these days. Spending some time together, just one night, it feels like a nice idea.
Okay, why not? When do you want to do it?
When are you free?
Most nights, but I go to my Spanish lesson once a week. It's usually on Wednesday, so that's no good.
Okay, so not Wednesday. What about Liz and Pete?
Well, Liz goes to volleyball training
Of course. How often does she go?
twice a week, on Monday and Thursday.
And Pete goes to band practice a lot.
Yes, 3 times a week,
Hmm.
on Monday, Thursday and Friday.
Okay, so that means Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday night we can all have dinner together. Everyone's free then.
Ah, no, they're not.
What do you mean?
I work late every Tuesday.
Oh, but you said most nights are free.
Yeah, most nights, not all nights. You know I work late on Tuesday. I don't need to tell you that.
Sorry. Well, this is impossible.
Again? Okay.
Track 1.60. Hey, Kat, I've got an idea.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
I'd like us to have a family dinner together once a week.
Oh, really? Why?
Well, our lives are so busy and we're always in a hurry. You, me, and the kids, we never have dinner together these days. Spending some time together, just one night, it feels like a nice idea.
Okay, why not? When do you want to do it?
When are you free?
Most nights, but I go to my Spanish lesson once a week. It's usually on Wednesday, so that's no good.
Okay, so not Wednesday. What about Liz and Pete?
Well, Liz goes to volleyball training
Of course. How often does she go?
twice a week, on Monday and Thursday.
And Pete goes to band practice a lot.
Yes, 3 times a week,
Hmm.
on Monday, Thursday and Friday.
Okay, so that means Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday night we can all have dinner together. Everyone's free then.
Ah, no, they're not.
What do you mean?
I work late every Tuesday.
Oh, but you said most nights are free.
Yeah, most nights, not all nights. You know I work late on Tuesday. I don't need to tell you that.
Sorry. Well, this is impossible.
¿Otra vez? Sorry, again? Or that's fine.
Solo entendí los días de la semana.
Okay. First, before reading the script, because we are going to do that exercise as well, that you can read what you are listening, so you can match the words with the sound. But first, I want you to tell me if they were talking about their jobs or their free time.
Free time.
Free time.
Free time.
Activities.
Free time activities. Okay. What does Martin want the family to do?
Martins wants to have dinner with his family.
Okay. He wants to have dinner with the whole family, right? Because apparently they are all very busy with different activities, no? So Martin wants at least one day in the week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, etc., to have dinner together, okay? Now, this is the second part of the exercise. If you have a notebook there, I want you to do this chart, okay? Write this chart on your notebook. You have like 2 minutes to do that. You have Martin, you have Catherine, you have Liz, and you have Pete. These are father and the mother of the family, and they are the children, right? This is Martin. He wants to have dinner with the whole family. He wants to eat together, right? And this is the schedule. They have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, okay? So in your notebook, please do this chart as quickly as possible, okay? Martin, Catherine, Liz, and Pete. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we can do the listening exercise, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay. So now, what you need to do is, here we have some of the activities they do, right? We have Spanish lessons, band practice, work late, and volleyball training, okay? I repeat, Spanish lesson, band practice, work late, and volleyball training, okay? The idea is that you complete this timetable, right, with those activities and with the correct person, okay? Like who works late and when, who has band practice and when, right? Is it Martin and is it on Wednesday, or is it Liz and is it on Thursday? Okay, so the idea is to place these activities, Spanish lesson, band practice, work late, and volleyball training in the timetable. Ready?
Yes,
Yeah?
teacher.
Okay, so let's go.
Track 1.60. Hey, Kath, I've got an idea.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
I'd like us to have a family dinner together once a week.
Oh, really? Why?
Well, our lives are so busy and we're always in a hurry. You, me, and the kids, we never have dinner together these days. Spending some time together just one night, it feels like a nice idea.
Okay, why not? When do you want to do it?
When are you free?
Most nights, but I go to my Spanish lesson once a week. It's usually on Wednesday, so that's no good.
Okay, so not Wednesday. What about Liz and Pete?
Well, Liz goes to volleyball training
Of course. How often does she go?
twice a week, on Monday and Thursday.
And Pete goes to band practice a lot.
Yes, 3 times a week,
Hmm.
on Monday, Thursday, and Friday.
Okay, so that means Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday night, we'll all have dinner together. Everyone's free.
Ah, no, they're not.
What do you mean?
I work late every Tuesday.
Oh, but you said most nights are free.
Yeah, most nights, not all nights. You know I work late on Tuesday. I don't need to tell you that.
Sorry. Well, this is impossible.
Okay? Do you want to listen again?
Yes, teacher, please.
Okay. Remember, Spanish lesson, band practice, work late, and volleyball training.
Track 1.60. Hey, Kath, I've got an idea.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
I'd like us to have a family dinner together once a week.
Oh, really? Why?
Well, our lives are so busy and we're always in a hurry. You, me, and the kids, we never have dinner together these days. Spending some time together just one night, it feels like a nice idea.
Okay, why not? When do you want to do it?
When are you free?
Most nights, but I go to my Spanish lesson once a week. It's usually on Wednesday, so that's no good.
Okay, so not Wednesday. What about Liz and Pete?
Well, Liz goes to volleyball training
Of course. How often does she go?
twice a week, on Monday and Thursday.
And Pete goes to band practice a lot.
Yes, 3 times a week,
Hmm.
on Monday, Thursday, and Friday.
Okay, so that means Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday night we can all have dinner together. Everyone's free then.
Ah, no, they're not.
What do you mean?
I work late every Tuesday.
Oh, but you said most nights are free.
Yeah, most nights, not all nights. You know I work late on Tuesday. I don't need to tell you that.
Sorry. Well, this is impossible.
Okay. So, when is the Spanish lesson and who is taking Spanish lessons?
Kathy, on Wednesdays.
Catherine.
Catherine
Wednesday?
Catherine,
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
on Wednesdays. Okay, let's see if that is true. Sorry.
Track
Ah,
1.60.
sorry.
Track 1.60.
No, I don't want it. Okay. Okay, Catherine. Oh, no. Sorry. No yet. Band practice. Who has band practice?
Pete.
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 Okay, when?
Monday,
Monday, Thursday.
Thursday,
Friday.
Right.
Friday.
Friday. Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay. Who has, or who works late?
Catherine.
Catherine.
Catherine. When?
On Tuesdays.
On Tuesdays. Okay. And who has volleyball training?
Liz.
Liz. When?
Monday,
Monday and Thursday.
Thursday.
Monday and Thursday. Okay, let's see if that is correct. Okay. So, this one. Okay. So, Catherine works late on Tuesday and on Wednesday she has a Spanish lesson. Liz has volleyball training or volleyball practice on Monday and Thursday. Pete has band practice Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, so that's the correct answer. Now, I'm going to play the recording again, but this time with the script, so you can follow what they are saying and you can understand better. Also, if you have questions about study, you can tell me, okay?
Hey, Kath, I've got an idea.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
I'd like us to have a family dinner together once a week.
Oh, really? Why?
Well, our lives are busy and we're always in a hurry. You and the kids, we never have dinner together these days. Spending some time together just one night, it feels like a nice idea.
Okay, why not? When do you want to do it?
When are you free?
Most nights, but I go to my Spanish lesson once a week. It's usually on Wednesday, so that's no good.
Okay, so not Wednesday. What about Liz and Pete?
Well, Liz goes to volleyball training
Of course. How often does she go?
twice a week, on Monday and Thursday.
And Pete goes to band practice a lot.
Yes, 3 times a week
Mm.
on Monday, Thursday, and Friday.
Okay, so that means Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday night we can all have dinner together. Everyone's free then.
Ah, no, they're not.
What do you mean?
I work late every Tuesday.
Oh, but you said most nights are free.
Yeah, most nights, not all nights. You know I work late on Tuesday. I don't need to tell you that.
Sorry. Well, this is impossible.
Okay? Questions about the vocabulary? Or everything is crystal clear?
Yes.
Excuse me, most night, must night, what is the meaning, teacher?
Most nights, right? So we have 5 nights a week. So she says most nights could be 4 days, for example. La mayoría de las noches in this case.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay. Any other? Okay, what is the meaning of that we have? Oh, I can't see. Twice a week. It was
2 veces a la semana.
2 veces en la semana.
okay. And if it is just one time, what do you say?
Once.
Once.
Okay. And if it is 3
Times, 3 times.
3 times, 4 times,
4
etc.
times, yeah.
Right? So the only ones that are different is once and
Twice.
Twice.
okay. Great. Questions? No? No questions?
No.
No,
Lillian.
teacher.
Okay. Now,
Teacher,
yes.
where did you get this program? It's very interesting.
Now this is a teacher's book resource that the university gave us. Not San Buenaventura, another university I work for. So I thought it was good material to work with you in some classes. Okay, now, can you see this part? This exercise?
Profe, una pregunta. ¿Ese once es el que hace referencia que es una vez a la semana?
Sí, señorita, once. Once a week, once a month, once a year, ¿no?
Y cuando dice once adjust,
What do you mean? The difference between once and just?
¿en qué caso se utiliza la expresión once adjust? Es que lo he visto mucho, pero si uno traduce literal, pues no lo entiende.
With once, you are making reference to times you do an activity. Okay?
Ajá.
With just, it could be used for many things. Like, for example, I just want to talk to you. Right? And that just would be solo. Right? Or when you say, I have just finished my work. Acabo de. Right? So once is refers only to talk about the number of times, ¿sí? Para hablar de la cantidad de veces que haces algo. Entonces, cuando te preguntan por cantidad, tú no dices just. ¿Ok? O sea, tú no dices when, or how often do you go to the cinema? Once a week, no just a week. ¿Ok?
No, pero la pregunta es cuando es combinado, porque he visto mucho ese once adjust.
Just once, solo una vez. Eso sí se puede usar. Cuando quieres ser como más específica, quieres darle más relevancia a esa palabra. Solo una vez. How many times have you go to Salitre Mágico? Have you gone to Salitre Mágico? Just once. Solo una vez. Once se
Pero es
refiere
que
a
no
la
es
cantidad.
pero es que no es just once, sino once a just, lo que he visto.
Once a just?
Sí.
No.
Ya
Tendría.
lo coloco en el chat. Ya lo coloco en el chat.
Listo. Miramos a ver. Okay. Meanwhile, I need you to organize. I hate my computer. I need you to organize the sentences in each of these. Okay, to make a dialogue. Okay. So we have you and your family do how often do things together. How do you organize that sentence?
Me, teacher.
Okay, Juan.
How often do you and your family do things together?
Okay. Are you copying? Because then you have to do this dialogue with someone. Okay. So how often do you and your family do things together? Okay.
The second one, teacher.
Okay.
About once a week.
About once a week. Okay. Number 3.
What do you do?
Sorry?
What do you do?
What do you do? Okay. Next.
You have never seen a Angie.
We usually go
¿Quién me habló?
Yes,
Angie.
Angie.
to a restaurant.
Que le vi a Mayra el micrófono apagado y yo, ¿y quién está hablando?
Angie, Angie.
Angie,
It's
can
a
you,
new classmate. It's a new classmate.
Angie, can you
I
repeat
never
that?
seen.
We usually to a
We
restaurant.
usually go for a picnic or to a restaurant.
Okay, very good. Next.
Do you do that at the weekend?
Okay. Next.
Yes. Okay, yeah, Mayra.
Yes, every Sunday, but we sometimes go to the cinema.
Okay.
Me, do you do anything else?
Okay.
Sometimes I ride a bike.
What?
What?
What are you reading?
Wait.
I answered the question, excuse me.
Yes, that's what you have to do after we finish organizing. Away for a weekend, a year we go, well, about twice. So, do you do anything else?
Answer the question?
No.
Yes, I
Organize it.
usually
Well,
Order the sentence.
away for a weekend, a year we go, well, about twice.
A year we go.
So you start by, well, about twice, twice away, or twice a year.
A year?
Okay. So about twice a year we go
away.
for a week. Okay. And finally, it sounds
like
you have
with your family a nice time.
the opposite. It sounds like you have a nice time with your family. Okay?
Profe, one moment, please. ¿Qué traduce la segunda?
About once a week?
Yes.
About once a week. What is once? One time a week. Okay? About is like Más o menos. Alrededor de una vez a la semana.
Ah, bueno, okay.
Now, this is the final exercise. In pairs, and you decide how you organize now that we have Henry and Angie, right? The idea is to do this dialogue with a partner, but changing with your own information. Okay? So the first, okay, so you are going to follow this dialogue, okay? The same dialogue, but you change the parts according to your information. So, for example, how often, the first question is for everybody. How often do you and your family do things together? This person answers about once a week, but you can say almost never, or twice a week, or every day, okay, according to your information. What do you do? We usually go for a picnic or to a restaurant. So I don't do that with my family. So we can say we go to the church, or we go, or we watch TV together, or we cook, right? The idea is to change the information according to your experience, okay? Is that clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So please start preparing with someone. You have the private chat, right?
Okay.
Sí tienen el chat privado habilitado, ¿cierto?
Yes, teacher.
Es decir, o sea, Sandra le puede mandar un mensaje a Juan Pablo, por ejemplo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the idea. Make pairs, right? Work in pairs and start working on the dialogue so then you can perform the dialogue, okay? We have 5 minutes to prepare. So I think Angie and Henry are working together, right? Since
Yeah, I think so.
you arrived late to the session, so I think.
Okay.
Mm,
Profe, ¿puede bajar un poquito para ver las preguntas completas, please?
I just need to, okay.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh.
Finished?
No, teacher.
Teacher, I don't have a partner who wants to work with me.
Leonardo?
Yes.
But there's the... Ah, okay, because it is... there are 7 people.
Yes.
Okay, if you want, you can work with me.
Okay, teacher. No
I'm
problem.
going to ask you the questions and you answer.
Okay, teacher.
Okay?
Yeah. Ask me questions or both?
Okay, so we are going to start. Okay?
Okay, okay.
So, Leonardo, how often do you and your family do things together?
By now, almost never. But in the past, when we have we celebrate the birthday of someone
Mhm.
of us, teacher, uh, uh, how often do you do things with your family?
I usually do things with my family about once a week.
Okay. And what do you do?
We usually have a lunch with my grandmother and my aunties
Okay.
in her
Very,
house, in my grandma's house.
it looks very funny.
What okay, Leonardo, when you celebrate birthdays, what do you do with your family?
We usually cook frijolada and make a cake. Sometimes we go to the restaurant.
Mhm.
That's all.
Okay.
And
And
uh, what do you do? What do you usually do on weekends?
on weekends, um, well, my boyfriend and I usually go to the cinema or go to a nice restaurant to have
Oh,
dinner usually or lunch on Sundays.
okay, very interesting. And where do you? What is your favorite restaurant in Bogota?
That's difficult. uh, to, there is a restaurant called El Inglés
Oh,
and they serve English food and it's very good.
oh, very interesting. I usually once a time I went to the La Embarrada.
Uh-huh.
It very it's a very interesting restaurant because they cook Argentinian uh,
Food.
meals,
Mm-hmm.
food. Very, very, very interesting food. And there is there are it's like a museum, Argentina museum, and we used to listen very good music.
Okay, nice. Thank you, Leonardo.
I recommend you. I don't know if
Is
now
it in
is there is
Bogota?
a good. No, I live in Bogota for 25 years ago.
Okay.
Yes, I live. Then I usually go to Bogota once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Then I usually go to Villavicencio. To,
Okay. Thank you very much. Who is
okay.
next?
Anything else?
Juan Pablo, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, please.
With Mayra.
Okay.
Mayra, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
How often do you and your family do things together?
About twice a week.
And what do you do?
We usually visit my grandma's house.
Do you do that on the weekend?
Yes, and sometimes we go to the park that is near my grandma's house to play with my son.
Do you do anything else?
We often eat hamburger or hot dogs.
It sounds like you have a nice time with your family.
Okay, so now,
Thank
Juan
you.
Pablo.
Teacher, sorry, Mayra, I am going to do a question for the teacher because I haven't understood. I believe that is the verb in participle, understood. I haven't understood. The question, do you do that on the weekend?
Did that is referring to the activity she mentioned, like for example, going to the grandma's house, right?
In the weekend, yeah.
So on Saturdays and Sundays, okay? Okay. Okay, Mayra, go ahead.
Okay, Juan Pablo, how often do you and your family do things together?
Yes, I usually do things together.
What do you do?
We usually have lunch.
Do you do that at the weekend?
We often do that, and yeah.
Do you do anything else?
Yes, we usually go to the church together, and we go out. Yeah, we often go out together too.
It sounds like you have a nice time with your family.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hugo?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, Sandra. How often do you and your family do things together?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. What?
What do you do?
What do you do?
I sometimes eat with my mother in the weekend.
Okay. Do you do that at the weekend?
Do you do qué?
Did you do that at the weekend? This question.
¿Qué hago el fin de semana?
Do you eat with your mother at the weekend?
Yes, sometimes. Estoy diciendo.
Okay. Do you do anything else?
Yes. Usually read the newspaper when I visit with my mother. Okay, voy yo. How often do you and your family do things together?
Um, every day.
Which?
What do you do?
Bueno, what do you do?
With breakfast in the morning.
Okay. Do you do that at the weekend?
Yes. We usually go shopping.
Okay. Do you do anything else?
Yes. We sometimes mm, watch a movie in TV.
Okay. Listo, teacher.
Okay, thank you. And Angie and Henry?
So I'm gonna start, okay? So Angie,
Yes, tell me.
how often do you and your family do things together?
Each December because I work in other country.
Okay. And what do you do?
We usually have for lunch.
Do you do that the weekend?
We usually go to the farm.
Okay. Do you do anything else?
Sometimes we go to the river.
That sounds good. It sounds good. And I think that you had a nice time with your family.
Okay.
Okay, I go. How often do you do and your family do things together? Sorry.
That's okay. About once a week.
Okay. What do you do?
We usually go to the church together on Sundays.
Do you do that at the weekend?
Yes, we go to the church every Sunday, and after church, we usually take lunch together.
Do you do anything else?
After that, we usually watch a movie, and maybe we go to visit our grandparents.
Okay. It sounds like you have a nice time with your family.
Okay. Thank you very much. This is the end of the lesson for today. Thanks for attending the lesson. Thanks for participating. For next week, we have, well, you know, the assignment task and and that is going to be for week 4, no? So you will have to start preparing the project and things like that. Let me know if you have any other question about Moodle or Dexway, okay?
Okay.
Any questions? No questions.
No, teacher.
Okay, so I will see you next Tuesday. Okay?
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
teacher.
Teacher, thank you.
Class has
Bye.
been very interactive and nice. Bye.
Okay, bye.